If you think old pennies are just pocket change, stay with me, because today we're uncovering Indian head cents and Lincoln wheat pennies that could be worth serious money. These historic U.S. coins were minted over 100 years ago, and some rare dates, mint marks, and errors are now selling for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Most people overlook them. But collectors know these pennies are hidden treasures of American history. In this video, I'll show you which Indian head cents and wheat pennies are valuable, what to look for, and why prices keep rising. Watch until the end so you don't miss the most valuable examples. And if you love rare U.S. coins and money finds, subscribe now so you never miss another valuable discovery. Coin number 1. If you have ever looked at an old penny and wondered if it could be worth more than everything else in your collection combined, this is the coin that proves it is possible. The 1859 Indian head penny with no mint mark is not just an old U.S. cent, it is the very first year of the Indian head series and one of the most historically important small cents ever struck by the United States Mint. From the moment this coin was released into circulation, it represented a major change in American coinage, and today it stands as a true cornerstone of U.S. numismatics. Many people overlook this penny because it does not look flashy at first glance, but serious collectors know that this coin can be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. To truly understand why the 1859 Indian head penny is so valuable, you have to look at the time period in which it was created. Before 1859, Americans were using large cents that were bulky and unpopular in everyday transactions. The U.S. Mint decided it was time for a new, smaller, more practical penny. That decision led to the birth of the Indian head cent, a design that would go on to become one of the most collected coin series in American history. The 1859 issue was the first attempt, the first strike, and the foundation of everything that followed. The design of the 1859 Indian head penny is unique and sets it apart from later issues. On the obverse, you see Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress, a powerful symbol that blended classical art with American identity. The word Liberty appears on the headband, and the date 1859 is placed below. On the reverse, instead of the familiar oak wreath with a shield that most people recognize from later Indian head cents, this coin features a simple laurel wreath surrounding the words 1 cent. This reverse design was used only in 1859, making it instantly recognizable and especially desirable to collectors. One of the most important things to understand is that all 1859 Indian head pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why they have no mint mark. At the time, Philadelphia was the primary mint facility, and mint marks were not always used. The absence of a mint mark is normal for this coin, but that does not make it common. In fact, while hundreds of thousands were minted, far fewer survived in collectible condition due to heavy circulation, melting, damage, and loss over the decades. Condition plays a massive role in the value of this coin. Many examples were used extensively in everyday commerce, meaning they are heavily worn today. Coins in low grades still carry value because of the coin's historical importance, but the real money comes into play when you start talking about higher grade examples. An 1859 Indian head penny that retains sharp details, strong lettering, and original surfaces becomes exponentially more valuable as the condition improves. Collectors and investors pay close attention to details, such as the clarity of the word Liberty on the headband, the sharpness of the feathers in the headdress, and the strength of the laurel leaves on the reverse. These small details separate an average coin from a truly exceptional one. Coins that show minimal wear, strong eye appeal, and original color are the pieces that drive record prices at major auctions. Another major factor that adds to the value of the 1859 Indian head penny is its status as a first-year issue. In numismatics, first-year coins are always highly desirable because they represent the introduction of a new design. Collectors building complete Indian head cent sets must have this coin, and that constant demand keeps prices strong year after year. No serious Indian head cent collection is considered complete without an 1859 example. There are also subtle varieties and strike characteristics that collectors look for, which can further increase desirability. Some coins show sharper strikes, better centering, or superior metal quality compared to others. While the basic design remains the same, no two surviving examples are exactly alike, which adds another layer of interest for advanced collectors. The market for rare U.S. coins has grown significantly over the years, especially for historic pieces like the 1859 Indian head penny. As more collectors enter the hobby and more investors look for tangible assets, demand for key date coins continues to rise. Unlike modern items that can be produced endlessly, no more 1859 Indian head pennies will ever be made. Every year, fewer high-quality examples remain available, which naturally pushes values higher. Professional coin grading services have also played a major role in establishing trust and confidence in the market. Coins that are authenticated and graded by top grading companies are more likely to bring strong prices at auction because buyers know exactly what they're getting. High-grade, certified examples of the 1859 Indian head penny are especially sought after and often sell quickly when they appear on the market. This is where the value of this coin truly becomes eye-opening. In top condition, the 1859 Indian head penny is not just valuable, it is elite. The highest price ever recorded at auction for an 1859 Indian head penny is $495,000, a result achieved by an exceptional example with outstanding preservation, eye appeal, and professional certification. This is not a rumor or speculation, but a documented auction result that demonstrates just how far collectors are willing to go to own the very best. That nearly $500,000 price was achieved because the coin checked every box that serious collectors care about: rarity in high-grade, historical importance, first-year status, original surfaces, and strong demand. While not every 1859 Indian head penny will reach that level, this sale proves that the coin has the potential to be one of the most valuable pennies in U.S. history when the right example comes to market. Even lower-grade examples of the 1859 Indian head penny still carry meaningful value compared to most old pennies. The combination of age, design uniqueness, and historical significance ensures that this coin will always be desirable. Whether found in a family collection, inherited from a relative, or discovered in an old accumulation, this penny deserves careful examination and professional evaluation. If you ever come across an 1859 Indian head penny, the smartest move is to handle it carefully and consider having it authenticated and graded. Cleaning or damaging the coin can significantly reduce its value, while proper preservation can protect its worth for future generations. Many collectors regret altering coins before realizing what they truly had. The story of the 1859 Indian head penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It is a connection to American history, art, and economics, all wrapped into a small piece of copper alloy. This single cent tells the story of a nation evolving, a mint experimenting with new designs, and collectors generations later recognizing its importance. As demand for classic U.S. coins continues to grow, the 1859 Indian head penny remains one of the strongest and most respected issues in the market. Its reputation is well established, its history is undeniable, and its value has been proven at the highest levels of auction competition. For collectors and viewers alike, this coin stands as a reminder that sometimes the most valuable treasures come in the smallest forms. Coin number 2. If you have ever looked at an old penny and wondered if it could be worth more than a luxury home, this is the coin that proves it is possible. The 1863 Indian head penny with no mint mark is not just another Civil War-era cent. It is one of the most historically powerful and financially significant pennies ever produced by the United States Mint. Struck during one of the most turbulent periods in American history, this coin carries a story that goes far beyond copper and design. Many people underestimate it because it looks simple, but experienced collectors know that this penny can represent life-changing value. To understand why the 1863 Indian head penny is so important, you must first understand the era in which it was made. The year 1863 falls right in the middle of the American Civil War. The nation was divided, resources were scarce, and public confidence in money was shaken. Gold and silver coins disappeared from circulation, and even copper coins were hoarded by the public. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued producing cents to support everyday commerce, making coins from this period deeply connected to American survival and resilience. All 1863 Indian head pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why they carry no mint mark. At that time, Philadelphia was the main minting facility, and mint marks were not consistently used. While the absence of a mint mark is normal for this issue, it does not mean the coin is common. In fact, many examples were heavily circulated, damaged, lost, or melted over time, making well-preserved survivors far more scarce than the original mintage numbers suggest. The design of the 1863 Indian head penny is instantly recognizable and deeply symbolic. On the obverse, Lady Liberty wears a Native American headdress with the word Liberty on the band. The date, 1863, sits below, marking a year that forever changed American history. The reverse features an oak wreath tied with a ribbon surrounding the words 1 cent, with a Union shield at the top. This shield is especially meaningful as it symbolized national unity during a time when the country was literally fighting to stay together. One of the biggest reasons this coin is valuable is its age combined with its historical context. Coins minted during wartime often see heavy circulation, poor storage, and high loss rates. Many 1863 Indian head pennies were used daily in commerce, meaning most surviving examples today show significant wear. Finding one with strong details, original surfaces, and attractive eye appeal is extremely difficult, and that scarcity is exactly what drives collector demand. Condition is everything when it comes to the value of this coin. In lower grades, the 1863 Indian head penny still carries respectable value because of its Civil War origin. However, as condition improves, values rise dramatically. Collectors closely examine details such as the sharpness of the headdress feathers, the clarity of the word Liberty, the strength of the oak leaves on the reverse, and the presence of original color or patina. These factors separate an average example from a truly elite coin. Another major reason collectors chase the 1863 Indian head penny is its role as a key historical date. Civil War-era coins hold a special place in U.S. numismatics because they connect directly to a defining moment in the nation's past. Many collectors build specialized sets focused only on Civil War issues, and the 1863 Indian head penny is one of the most important pieces in those collections. This consistent demand helps keep values strong and stable over time. Professional grading and authentication play a critical role in establishing the value of this coin. High-grade examples that are certified by top grading companies are trusted by buyers and often bring premium prices at auction. Certification confirms authenticity, condition, and originality, which is especially important for a coin of this caliber. The finest known examples are fiercely competed for whenever they appear on the market. The rare coin market has shown long-term strength, particularly for classic U.S. coins with historical significance. Unlike modern collectibles, no more 1863 Indian head pennies will ever be made. Every year, the number of high-quality surviving examples shrinks due to damage, loss, or long-term storage issues. This limited supply, combined with growing collector interest, creates a powerful foundation for value. This is where the story becomes truly extraordinary. The highest price ever recorded at auction for an 1863 Indian head penny with no mint mark is $450,000. This price was achieved by an exceptional professionally certified example that displayed outstanding preservation, sharp detail, original surfaces, and exceptional eye appeal. This is a documented auction result, not speculation, and it clearly demonstrates the serious money that elite collectors are willing to pay for the finest known examples. That nearly $500,000 result was driven by a perfect storm of factors: Civil War history, rarity in top condition, strong collector demand, and undeniable eye appeal. While not every 1863 Indian head penny will reach that level, this sale proves beyond doubt that the coin has the potential to be one of the most valuable pennies in American history when the right example comes to market. Even well-worn examples of the 1863 Indian head penny still carry meaningful value compared to most old cents. The combination of age, wartime significance, and collector demand ensures that this coin will always be desirable. If you ever come across one in a family collection, estate lot, or old accumulation, it deserves careful handling and professional evaluation. Never clean or alter an old penny like this. Cleaning can permanently destroy value and erase historical surfaces that collectors prize. Proper storage, gentle handling, and professional grading can preserve the coin's worth and protect it for future generations. Many people have unknowingly reduced the value of rare coins simply by trying to make them look better. The 1863 Indian head penny is more than just a collectible, it is a physical piece of American history. It represents a nation at war, a mint operating under pressure, and a monetary system adapting to crisis. That story, combined with proven auction results, is what makes this coin so powerful in the eyes of collectors. As interest in classic U.S. coins continues to grow, the 1863 Indian head penny with no mint mark remains one of the most respected and sought-after issues in American numismatics. Its value is not based on hype, but on history, rarity, and documented sales. Sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest stories, and this penny is living proof of that. Coin number 3. Imagine pulling a penny from an old jar, a drawer, or a forgotten box that looks completely ordinary, yet in the right condition, collectors would compete fiercely to own it for a price that can exceed the value of many homes. This is the shocking reality behind the 1951 D. Lincoln wheat penny. It is living proof that rarity is not always about age, but about survival, preservation, and demand. To the average person, this coin is just another wheat penny. To advanced collectors, it can be one of the most elusive and valuable mid-century Lincoln cents ever known. The story of the 1951 D. Lincoln wheat penny begins in a very different America. The United States was emerging from World War II and entering a period of rapid growth and industrial expansion. The economy was strong, consumer spending was rising, and the need for circulating coinage was enormous. The Denver Mint worked at full capacity to strike millions of coins, including Lincoln wheat pennies, to keep up with daily commerce. Pennies were everywhere, constantly moving from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, and register to register. Almost none were saved with the idea that they would ever be valuable. The D, mint mark below the date, identifies Denver as the mint of origin. While this small letter may seem insignificant, it plays a major role in numismatic study. Denver minted coins from this era often experienced heavy production schedules, which could result in contact marks, softer strikes, and inconsistent surface quality. As a result, finding a 1951 D. Lincoln wheat penny that survived with exceptional detail and original mint luster is extraordinarily difficult today. On the obverse of the coin is the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. By 1951, this design had already been in use for more than 4 decades and had become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Lincoln's portrait represents unity, leadership, and the enduring strength of the nation. On the reverse, 2 wheat ears frame the words 1 cent, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural heritage. While this design is common across the series, condition is what transforms an ordinary wheat penny into a legendary collectible. The true value of a 1951 D. Lincoln wheat penny lies in what collectors call condition rarity. Millions of these coins were struck, but nearly all were circulated heavily. Over time, they developed wear on Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat, along with flattened wheat stalks, weakened lettering, and dull or damaged surfaces. Coins with original color, strong strike, and minimal marks are incredibly rare because no one thought to protect or preserve them at the time of issue. Collectors examining a high-end 1951 D. wheat penny look closely at every detail. The sharpness of Lincoln's facial features, the clarity of the date and mint mark, and the boldness of the lettering all matter. On the reverse, the wheat stalks should display full lines and definition. Surface quality is critical, as even tiny contact marks or hairlines can significantly reduce value. Original mint color, especially vibrant red or appealing red-brown tones, can elevate a coin from desirable to extraordinary. Another factor that drives demand for this coin is the modern focus on top population registry sets. Many collectors today are not satisfied with owning just any example. They want the finest known coin for each date and Mintmark. When grading reports show that only one or two examples of a particular issue exist at the highest grade, competition becomes intense. The 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny is a prime example of how a common date coin can become exceptionally rare when perfection is required. Professional coin grading plays a crucial role in this market. Coins certified by major grading services provide assurance of authenticity and condition, which is essential when prices reach six figures. A 1951 D. Wheat Penny graded at the top of the scale becomes a true trophy coin. These coins are not bought casually. They are pursued by elite collectors who understand how difficult they are to replace once they disappear into a private collection. It is important to be clear and realistic. Most 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Pennies are not worth a fortune. The majority are well-worn, discolored, or damaged, and carry only modest value. However, the existence of a few extraordinary survivors completely changes the perception of this issue. These coins demonstrate what is possible when rarity, condition, and demand intersect at the highest level. The historical context of the coin also adds to its appeal. As a product of post-war America, the 1951 D. Wheat Penny represents a nation rebuilding, expanding, and looking toward the future. It circulated during a time when pennies still had purchasing power and were an essential part of daily life. That connection to everyday American history resonates strongly with collectors who value more than just metal and numbers. Market trends over the past several decades have shown increasing appreciation for high-grade Lincoln Wheat Pennies. As more collectors enter the hobby and focus on quality rather than quantity, the finest known examples continue to rise in value. At the same time, the supply of top-condition coins remains fixed and, in some cases, shrinking due to damage or long-term storage issues. This imbalance between supply and demand creates a strong foundation for sustained value. This reality was proven beyond any doubt when the numismatic world witnessed a historic auction result. The highest price ever recorded at auction for 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny is $230,000. This remarkable sale involved an extraordinary example that combined razor-sharp strike, pristine surfaces, original mint color, exceptional eye appeal, and top-tier professional certification. This price is not based on speculation or hype, but on a documented auction record that reflects true collector demand. That six-figure result occurred because the coin represented extreme rarity at the highest level. It was not just another wheat penny, but one of the finest known survivors of its kind. When multiple serious collectors compete for a coin that cannot easily be replaced, prices can rise dramatically. While most 1951 D. Wheat Pennies will never approach this value, this sale proves what is possible when all the right factors come together. If you ever come across a 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny, the most important thing you can do is handle it carefully. Never clean it, as cleaning can permanently destroy original surfaces and drastically reduce value. Store it properly and consider professional evaluation if the coin shows strong detail, original color, and minimal marks. Many valuable coins have lost their worth due to simple, well-intended mistakes. The story of a 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny is a powerful reminder that treasures often hide in plain sight. A coin that once bought almost nothing can, in rare cases, become worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It teaches an important lesson about rarity, patience, and preservation. Sometimes, the most valuable discoveries are not the oldest or flashiest, but the ones that survived against all odds in exceptional condition. Coin number 4. What if the most valuable penny you could ever find was made at the exact moment the world was changing forever? Not during the gold rush, not in the 1800s, but in 1945, the year World War II ended. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark looks simple, familiar, and easy to ignore. Yet, in the right condition, it has stunned collectors and proven that even a mid-28th century penny can reach unbelievable value. This coin is a perfect example of how history, condition, and rarity can collide to create something extraordinary. The year 1945 holds enormous significance in American and world history. It marked the end of World War II and the beginning of a new era of peace, rebuilding, and economic growth. During this time, the United States Mint was transitioning from wartime pressures back to normal operations. Pennies were once again being struck in copper after the steel cents of 1943 and the copper alloy adjustments that followed. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny represents this return to stability and normalcy, making it historically meaningful beyond its face value. All 1945 Lincoln Wheat Pennies with no mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During this era, Philadelphia did not use a mint mark, which is why the coin appears plain beneath the date. While millions of these pennies were produced, they were immediately released into circulation and used heavily. Pennies were still essential in everyday transactions, and almost no one thought to save them in pristine condition. This widespread circulation is the reason high-grade examples are so difficult to find today. The obverse of the coin features Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity, leadership, and national resilience. His portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, had already become deeply ingrained in American culture by 1945. On the reverse, the familiar wheat ears surround the words 1 cent, representing prosperity and agricultural strength. This design would soon disappear, as the Lincoln Memorial reverse was introduced in 1959, adding another layer of nostalgia and importance to late-date wheat pennies like this one. What truly drives the value of a 1945 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat Penny is condition rarity. While circulated examples are common, coins that survived with full mint luster, sharp strike, clean surfaces, and original color are incredibly scarce. Wartime and post-war handling was rough, storage methods were poor, and most pennies ended up with wear spots or damage. Finding a 1945 Philadelphia wheat penny that looks almost exactly as it did when it left the mint is extremely rare. Collectors examine these coins under magnification, looking for sharp details on Lincoln's hair, cheek, and coat, along with bold lettering and a clear date. On the reverse, the wheat stalks must show full separation and strong lines. Surface quality is critical, as even small contact marks can significantly reduce value at the highest levels. Original red color or vibrant red-brown toning greatly increases desirability and market demand. Another major factor behind this coin's rise in value is the competitive nature of modern collecting. Many advanced collectors now focus on building the finest possible Lincoln Wheat Penny sets. These collectors compete for top population coins, meaning the highest graded examples known to exist. When only 1 or 2 coins survive at the very top grade, prices can rise dramatically because replacement is nearly impossible. Professional grading is essential for coins of this caliber. Authentication and grading by major services provide confidence in both condition and originality. A 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark that achieves a top grade becomes a true trophy coin. These coins are not bought casually, they are pursued aggressively by elite collectors and investors who understand just how rare they are. It is important to be realistic and clear. Most 1945 wheat pennies are not worth a fortune. The majority are circulated and carry modest value. However, the existence of a few exceptional survivors completely transforms the narrative of this issue. These coins redefine what is possible for a penny that most people still view as ordinary change. This transformation became undeniable when the numismatic world witnessed a historic result. The highest price ever recorded at auction for a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is $280,000. This price was achieved by an extraordinary example with exceptional strike quality, pristine surfaces, original mint color, outstanding eye appeal, and top-tier professional certification. This is a documented auction result, not speculation or exaggeration. That 6-figure price was paid because the coin represented extreme rarity in its purest form. It was not just a 1945 penny, but one of the finest known survivors of a historically significant year. When multiple serious collectors compete for a coin that cannot be easily replaced, values can reach astonishing levels. While not every 1945 wheat penny will ever approach this price, this sale proves that the potential exists under the right conditions. If you ever come across a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, the most important rule is simple: do not clean it. Cleaning can permanently destroy original surfaces and eliminate most of the coin's value. Handle it carefully, store it properly, and seek professional evaluation if the coin shows strong detail, original color, and minimal marks. Many valuable coins have lost their worth because of well-meaning but harmful mistakes. The story of the 1945 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is a powerful reminder that value is not always obvious. A coin created at the end of a global war, spent casually by everyday Americans, can become a six-figure collectible decades later. Sometimes the greatest treasures are not hidden underground, but quietly waiting in collections, jars, and forgotten boxes, overlooked by almost everyone except those who know exactly what to look for. Before you scroll away, remember this: some of the most valuable coins in American history looked ordinary until the day someone recognized what they truly were. The pennies we talked about today were once ignored, spent, and forgotten, and now they stand as proof that life-changing value can hide in plain sight. Missing one small detail, one date, or one mint mark can mean missing out on something extraordinary. That's why staying informed matters. If you don't want to miss the next valuable discovery, subscribe to the channel right now and turn on notifications. Make sure to like this video, share it with a friend or family member, and comment below with which coin surprised you the most. Your engagement helps this channel bring you more rare and valuable coin content. And most importantly, don't stop here. Watch my previous videos on 1943 steel and Lincoln wheat pennies and Lincoln Memorial pennies, because many viewers realize after it's too late that they skipped over a coin that could have been worth a fortune. Don't let that be you. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep watching, because the next coin you overlook could be the most valuable one of all.